It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Say hello to the folks.
Hey, hello to the folks.
Hey, Shaquille O'Neal is here. Say hey to the folks.
Hey, what up, folks?
The NBA's really rolling along at this point. Tonight we'll be watching the Utah Jazz playing against the Houston Rockets. Taking a look at the Rockets, 5-5 over their last 10 games, but they're not satisfied with 500 ball, looking to tack one onto the win tally tonight. And the Jazz, signing their young talent to contract extensions and acquiring veterans to complement them. It kind of feels like they're finally put the finishing touches on the roster.
You know what funny thing about it, Ernie, I've been asked to move the front office a lot, and that's why it's tough. I wouldn't do it. I possibly wouldn't do it because the work is never done. You got to just keep working and working all the time and trying to find new angles. And, they got a lot of depth now, but it's still not done.
So it's too much work. I'd much rather be doing this.
Well, I wouldn't say much rather but I just like you guys better.
Yeah, we do too.
Yeah.
And, the question you have to ask yourself, do they have the stars with the talent? That's the question you got to ask. Do they have enough stars to win? It's tough to dominate without superstars.
See how much easier it was to just say that?
Yeah, you're right.
Here's Kevin Harlan, also a man of few words.
Do you have a cold?
No.
We're live, the home of the Rockets in wonderful Houston, Texas. Thanks for joining us as we get set to bring you NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Joined courtside with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And we've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. You look at Utah facing off here against a very talented ball club, guys. This is a tremendous chance for them to put all their skill and talent on display.
Right now for the Jazz, hanging where they are, right in the middle of the standings, will not make things easy for them down the stretch.
Oh, that's for sure. I mean, this is where the pressure really starts to build. Any little slip-up between here and the end of the season, and they could find themselves sitting at home for the playoffs.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. About halfway into the season, Doris, teams are already separating themselves from the pack. What are some of the elements you are looking for right now as you take a look at those top teams and trying to figure out a championship contender?
So you know that line, it's about the economy, stupid. It's about the players, right? You got to have players. You got to have stars. The contending teams always have at least 2 or 3 stars. So let's begin there. The other part is you've got to have the right role players around the stars. Think about the Draymond Greens. Think about the Kevin Loves. Guys in those positions that are in support of maybe the guys who have the ball in their hands. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James. There's got to be an unselfishness, a professionalism, a commitment. All the things that make championships possible on any number of levels.
And checking out Utah's opening lineup, the tough defending Favors and Gobert make up the big men. Ricky Rubio is out there with Mitchell, and it's Crowder in at the 3 slot. So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. Paul kicks to Harden. Ariza outside. Rocket 6. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And that's a quick foul for him there. Looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
Here's Ariza. The rebound by the Jazz. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
And that can happen on the road. You can get a little bit tight, and often it really shows itself at the free throw line.
It certainly appeared that they let the crowd get to them a little bit. Looked like they were rushing their foul shots, and that can happen. You've got to lock in.
Another miss by Harden.
That's the third straight miss to start this game, and they're still looking for their first basket.
Great positioning on the putback.
Well, that's the size of Derek Favors, allowing him to snag these boards. This guy, you've got to keep him off the offensive glass, Kevin.
Screen by Capella. Harden right side. Ariza has the open look. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Ariza's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Rubio, the pass to Favors. He can't get that one to fall. The Rockets go the other way with it. This game coming after a loss against the Bucks.
You know, they worked hard, they drew fouls, but they just couldn't convert at the line.
I think that's the most frustrating thing, right? You've earned the opportunity to take those free throws, and you don't cash in at the line.
And here's Gobert. James Harden getting it to go from deep. And Favors kicks to Crowder. Just 5 to shoot. From outside the arc. They get the rebound. Here's Rubio. Buries it from three-point range.
I tell you, that jumper might not be the prettiest of pictures, but the offensive spacing improves dramatically when Rubio hits it.
Harden left side. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, easy call. And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw drops for Harden. And for Harden, he's been in the conversation, Greg, for MVP for several years. The way he's able to just carry an offense with his creativity garners attention.
And Kevin, I think he might have won it last year if it wasn't for the amazing season put in by Russell Westbrook. Don't count Harden out, though. He's such a unique talent on offense. Maybe this will be his year to bring home that MVP award.
Well, across the board last season, James Harden, Greg, saw his numbers jump through the roof, but he showed improvement both in his defensive engagement as well as his rebounding. Not something that a lot of us saw coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. And with Harden, I think the rebounding is the really surprising number. Went from being an average rebounding guard to a great one the last few seasons. He's been showing more of a dedication to all aspects of the game.
And when you look at Derek Favors, do you think, Doris, he's maximized his potential, or is there still room to grow?
No, I definitely think he's got a higher ceiling. Favors is a guy who came into the league after just 1 year at Georgia Tech. So let's remember, he's still mid-20s right now. And the way this guy works, he's going to get better and better.
The first free throw is good.
I got to tell you, Kev, I love watching Derek Favors play the game. I think this guy's reliable, and he still has a ton of upside.
And so Favors nails both of them.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
Now, here is Harden. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Milwaukee.
And guys, remember, remarkable passing the ball as well. He racked up a number of good assists.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
And last season, the Rockets' offense was incredible. Then they go and add Chris Paul.
They can run a team off the floor if they get hot. Two great playmakers in Paul and Harden. And making a move for Paul made a lot of teams fear what the Rockets can do now on offense.
Gobert dishes to Rubio. And Gobert kicks to Mitchell. Here's Favors. That's short off the rim.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Rubio against Paul. Harden outside. Paul outside. Crowder pulls it in.
Allowing no space for the shooter to get comfortable. Just terrific defense.
Well, we call that crowding the shooter, right? You don't give up an inch. It's just perfect defense. I'll tell you, somebody on the defensive end has got to step in and try to get a body on him there.
Harden kicks to Ariza. Back to Harden. The lead pass was put in just the right spot. Harden's got 7 points.
And you got to enjoy watching Harden down low, doing whatever he wants in the paint.
Mitchell kicks to Crowder. Gobert against Capella. Here's Favors. Scores for only the second time tonight. Now 2 for 6 from the field.
Well, how much do you enjoy watching Derek Favors do his thing? This guy is a super skilled big, fantastic at capitalizing on these opportunities.
Here's Anderson. That one misses. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Last time they met was in Utah.
Yeah, and they got beat last time these two teams met, and really free throws were the story.
Harden, that's good.
What a phenomenal quarter from the field. A great shooting percentage, excellent shots. This is really well done.
And that replay presented by Under Armour, showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now, here's Rubio. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
And even if you took away his points, he was still an offensive force because of his passing. His assist numbers were tremendous.
Rockets trail. Paul outside. Harden outside. And the jam by Harden.
Just finding the open man. Few who have ever played this game have Paul's vision.
Utah has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. And Rubio kicks to Crowder. Anderson against Favors. And Capella sends it back. And good that time.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Harden outside. Over in the corner, Paul. Gobert with the block.
And the remarkable reach of the stifled tower. Gobert twice on the pipes.
And then Favors with the dunk.
And racing up the court, you have a number of options and a great decision there.
I love how he took the initiative, right? You took charge of the opportunity and made the right decision.
And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul. Houston with a big group substitution here. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Anderson. Joe Johnson, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Eric Gordon subbed in for Paul. The Jazz also changing it up. Jerebko's checked in for Favors. Burks comes in for Mitchell. And it's Exum in for Ricky Rubio. Now here's Gobert. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Here's Jerebko. Here's Crowder. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Crowder's got 9.
How about the relentless effort on the backboards? Crowder utilizing his size to eat the window.
Kicks it out to Gordon. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for James Harden. Utah also making some changes. Udo's checked in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Joe Ingles in for Crowder. Utah leading by 6. Exum kicks to Yarebko. No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. Chance now for a three-point play. It's on Mbamute.
Well, how about the outstanding vision from the crafty point guard, Dante Exum, seeing the floor beautifully.
A free throw off from Yarebko.
And the Utah Jazz, historically, they've always been one of the better franchises in the NBA. And it was nice to see them back in the playoffs in 2017 after that 4-year rebuilding phase. It tied their longest playoff drought since the team moved to Utah.
Here's Exum following the score by Houston. Burks with it. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Udo, the pass to Burks. 4 on the clock. Here's Exum. Makes it off the glass. And the Jazz lead by 8.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
On the wing, Gordon. 23 points for him the last game against Milwaukee.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Ingles, that's for 2. That one off the back iron and out. For Houston, they've gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Gordon, rebound, Utah.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Burks' shot is good.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Yours, who are some of the guys that surprise you with their toughness on a nightly basis in the NBA?
You know, you have to think historically, pound for pound in the history of the NBA, the toughest single guy was Allen Iverson. For me, the current iteration, and I'm not saying that Isaiah Thomas is Allen Iverson, they're drastically different players because Isaiah doesn't have that kind of athleticism that AI had early. But Isaiah at 5'9", to continually find his way into the paint, to be willing to attack the bigs, to absorb the kind of pounding he does, and get himself into the MVP conversation, Kevin, really, that was incredible.
LeBron probably takes, for a guy his size, you think he can dish it out, but I'm telling you, I think he gets whacked all the time.
I think, Kevin, this is the single hardest guy in the NBA to officiate today, and frankly, I do not believe LeBron James goes to the foul line as much as he deserves.
Well said. Hands it from downtown. Tucker's got his second bucket of the night.
You know, Joe Johnson has proven he will find his guys if they're open.
Exum kicks to Yarebko. Here's Udo. He can't get that one. Some solid defense there by Nene. Now here's Gordon, looking for his first basket still in this one. Now Tucker to the paint. Whoops, they pick off the pass. And oh, here we go. Burks got it. A fast break chance. It's deflected. Now here's Gordon. Defense right on him.
And Eric Gordon has long been noted as a terrific shooter, but I felt like he was able to display just how great he can be last season. Had that green light whenever he was on the floor, and really near the top of the league in terms of threes attempted and made.
Two shots.
That free throw good from Gordon. And for Gordon, he's been a great catch-and-shoot player in the past, Greg. The difference last season was the improvement in his pull-up threes.
And there is a world of difference between shooting a three off
the pass as opposed to off the dribble. The pull-up threes are what make players like Steph Curry so hard to guard. And when Gordon added that to his game, I think it helped his overall ability to score the basketball. And one thing that is quite clear with the Rockets in terms of their approach is their shot selection. They prefer easy layups or threes. Very rarely will you see them play that in-between game.
Now, here's Exum. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game, 5 to shoot. Here's Burks. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Nene's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Johnson. Fades and shoots. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast. And that shot selection, a systematic approach by the whole Houston organization. Greg, as a team, they actually took less mid-range jump shots than DeMar DeRozan did individually last season.
Yeah, and it wasn't even close. I mean, the approach Houston has made successful the last few seasons, they are 100% committed to not taking mid-range shots if they can help it.
And here is Johnson following the 3 from Alec Burks. Here's Nene, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
Now this is Nene's craft, right? He works inside, has a knack for getting it up and down.
Exum dishes to Udo. Burks the pass to Ingles. Udo kicks to Exum, and Dante Exum picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Oh, great defense there. Anticipated the play and got there first.
Johnson against Ingles. Over to the wing. Johnson down low. Lays it up off the glass. Now just a 2-point Jazz lead.
Well, Johnson isn't just an outside shooter. This guy is a versatile, talented scorer in the paint.
Burks. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And so it's Jay Crowder making things happen for Utah. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. Back right after this. You talk to Chris Paul, and it's clear he was born to play the point guard position.
Fortunately, I've always been vertically challenged, so I've never had to play power forward or center on anybody's team. I've been passing and getting into the lane, dishing the ball off to a teammate, helping people score my entire career.
Vertically challenged, that's classic coming from Chris Paul. But, you know, seriously, Greg, he's taken that challenge and made the most of what he's got. A terrific player.
Really, and you know what? He's actually turned that challenge on his head when he goes right at much bigger players and uses their size against them.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And guys, from what we've been watching with the Jazz, what are you guys seeing out there?
Hustling on that offensive glass. That's led to a number of second chance points.
I don't think the defense has been very good. And right now they're letting them pounce all over them and get second chance opportunities.
And now brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at the Rockets. Nene is out there with Luke Mbamute. Then there's Johnson. Then there's Gordon. And it's Tucker in at the shooting guard position. Now here's Tucker outside for Nene. Takes the 3. Johnson can't hit.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Works with it. Guarded by Tucker. Shoots from 12. It's rebounded by Houston. Nene's got 5 rebounds tonight. Tucker dishes to Johnson. That misses. Had a chance to tie it there. The Jazz have gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Stolen by Tucker. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Jazz.
And the one thing that jumps out at me when you look at that shot chart is just how little scoring they get from out above the free throw line extended 3-point range. They've got to get more points from out high if they want to improve their offense.
2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Doris, what an honor. Inducted into your college's Hall of Fame, something not many of us can say. What does that kind of honor do for the confidence for you personally going forward?
You know what? Providence College is a place that means a great deal to me. So what that Hall of Fame induction did was just remind me of all the special memories that I shared with my teammates. I'm close with many of them today. And Kevin, you know this. You know, if you've ever been inside a locker room, it's those moments when you're laughing until your stomach hurts. I'd say we were the Hall of Fame fun team. That's what I'd say.
I think we're on the fun team here on 2K. Now, here's Burks. 5 points in the game. 6 to shoot. Here's Exum. Utah gets it back. Yarebko, the pass to Exum. Ingles kicks to Udo. Here's Yarebko. He's covered by Anderson. The second chance effort. It's deflected.
Well, statistically not the most imposing shot blocker, but he gets every bit of that one, did Tucker.
Yarebko kicks to Burks. Nice ball movement by Utah. Udo down low, guarded by Nene. Udo dishes to Burks. But they'll get another chance. There's the pass to Yarebko. Ingles kicks to Udo. Back to Ingles. Dishes it to Yarebko. And he goes in for the dunk.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
Well, you have to appreciate the defensive battle for sure. Both squads struggling on the offensive end. We call this grit and grind.
Offensive rebound. Burks can't get it to go.
He's obviously still trying to find the range. No success this quarter. You wonder what it would take to get him to pass the ball.
And just showing you his determination despite the size difference.
I mean, how does he get that shot off? I mean, he had to angle that perfectly to get past the defender.
Udo, the pass to Exum. The second chance effort. The shot by Udo, no good. Rockets have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Snatched up. Here's Anderson. And that misses. That would have put him up.
I don't think the defense is much of a factor there. He just botches the finish.
Ingles dishes to Burks. Gordon with the defensive effort.
And out of rhythm offensively, but he continues to work at it.
Well, you can see he's sputtering a bit, but he's trying to get going. I do like that he's continuing to be aggressive.
Burks can't get it to go.
You know, despite his struggle shooting, they've been successful tonight. He's just not gotten on track.
Here's Anderson. He feeds it to Tucker. Paul with the 3. Here's Nene. He can't get it to go. And it's Utah the other way. They've led by as much as 10.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
Oh, and this is some serious showmanship. Loving that tomahawk right there.
Greg, he came with force, and that's not just about getting 2 points. That was sending, I think, a message.
And one of the surprise moves of this past offseason was Chris Paul moving to Houston, joining James Harden to become one of the strongest backcourts in our league. Kicked off a feeling that Houston would be a force this season.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And you know, Greg, many thought that Chris Paul may take a look at San Antonio, and he did, but Houston was too enticing a chance to pass up.
Yeah, it's certainly a distinctive third chapter in Paul's career. He's always been criticized for not going deep in the playoffs, and saw Houston as maybe his best bet to make a deep run.
Both free throws good from Paul.
Well, without great floor spacing, the Jazz have to work harder than most teams to find quality shots. They're very patient and methodical running their offense.
Now, here's Rubio. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Shoots from the elbow. Off the left rim and out. Houston's gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And the Jazz run a half-court offense. A lot of cuts and screens to create their shots.
Well, they are right near the top in what we call screen assists. Shots created off a screen. Ironically, not a ton of regular assists, despite all the passing required in their offense.
Now here's Paul. He has 6. Harden kicks to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
An aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Here's Rubio. Favors with a screen on Paul. Ariza brings the double. And the wide open shot from Crowder. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Paul against Rubio. Tries a 3. Favors with the rebound. Favors got his 3rd rebound tonight. Rubio with a wide open look. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Rubio's got 6.
I tell you, the move, the fake, that's big time by Rubio.
Screen by Capella. Anderson with the screen for Harden. Favors with the rebound. Utah's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Favors with the screen. Paul against Rubio. Three-pointer. Crowder. They grab their own miss. And there's Favors putting it right back in.
Well, what a phenomenal timing sense from Derek Favors. Flushes back the miss with ease.
Paul passes to Harden. Another miss by Harden.
I'll tell you, he's been dry from three-point range in the second quarter after hitting one in the first.
Rubio against Harden. And Rubio kicks to Crowder. Utah with a fresh 24.
The momentum continues to go their way. Pretty much the story of the game.
And look at it, a significant portion of their offense coming on those second chance opportunities.
Paul dishes to Ariza. Harden outside. Kicks it out to Paul. Gobert with the block.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backboard.
Here's Crowder. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 3 assists in the game.
Well, he's taking a lot of pressure off the other players right now with how well he's shooting it.
Now, here is Harden. 11 points in the game. Ariza goes in. It's good. Ariza's got 5 now. Utah leading by 6. Here is Rubio. He's got 6. Right wing. Here's Favors. Not enough on that one as it misses.
Oh, a lapse defensively, and they actually get away with it. Bad idea to leave him open consistently, though.
And stolen by Favors. Ball against Rubio. Kicks to Favors. Oh, tried to dunk it home, but drew the foul, and he'll go to the line. That's on Clint Capella.
Well, let's remember, this guy is 6'10", 265 pounds of nothing but force. Go to work, Derek Favors.
And the thing that really sticks out when you look at Derek Favors, his defensive versatility. You know, he can guard the 4s or the 5s on the inside or out, and to have a player like that allows your team to excel.
one is off. And despite Faber's size and strength, he really moves his feet well.
And that's tremendously valuable in today's NBA. The ability to stay in front of smaller men in switches and pick and rolls. He has terrific lateral mobility.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Mbaamute's checked in for Anderson, and it's Johnson in for Chris Paul. And he ends up missing both free throws. Rockets trail by 6. And here's Harden. He's got 11. Oh, here we go now. Crowder's got it. The fast break chance. And Gobert kicks to Crowder. Drops one in from the wing. Crowder's got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, so quick off the pass. I mean, Crowder timing that shot perfectly, staying one step ahead of the defense.
Back to Johnson. And some nice passing there by Houston. And with that, the Utah lead is cut down to 6 in the bucket from Ariza. Utah has gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let him fly. And Gobert kicks to Favors. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Well, don't you love how Derek Favors goes right into the contact? This guy's not afraid to be whacked because he's so strong.
The Jazz have come up with 3 misses and 5 attempts so far at the line. And that one falls for Favors. Doris, so much offense is perimeter generated right now. What, if anything, could get us back to running more plays, say, through the post?
Do you think we could reinvent Hakeem Olajuwon or perhaps Patrick Ewing or
I
Bill
wish we
Russell?
could. I wish we could.
Because I know this.
Good point.
Every time I walk by a pickup game on the outside, you see guys sprinting to the three-point line and looking to be Steph Curry.
I know. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
So it's the Jazz now, following the miss by Trevor Ariza. Rocket 6, and Gobert kicks to Mitchell, and then Mitchell with the dunk.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
And he rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Ariza outside. Pass to Capella. Johnson to screen. Off the screen. Utah with the rebound.
And really credit their advantage on the backboard. That's where the lead has been built, and that's why they are in control.
Now, here's Rubio. He has 6. Good work there as it goes. Rubio's got 8 points.
Wow, that's tough finish right there. I mean, that's very good defense, just better offense by Rubio.
Harden with it. Guarded now by Rubio. Harden kicks to Johnson. Back to Harden. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
And what a season he's had at the foul line thus far. 86% from the line. Remember, back in 2012, James Harden was the 6th man of the year. Now he's every bit the franchise player.
Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Nene comes in for Clint Capella, and it's Gordon in for Trevor Ariza. Harden hits them both.
Boy, he's just been so consistent, right? I mean, every time he's gotten to the stripe, he's delivered. This is great stuff.
And Rubio kicks to Gobert. There's a screen. Here's Favors, and Derek Favors with the slam.
And Kevin, I think as long as Derek Favors is in rhythm, you've got to get him the basketball. This is such a talented offensive player.
There's the feed to Gordon. Passes it to Harden. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Rubio outside, 16 feet away, and the rejection by Harden. That one no good. That'll do it for the first half. Utah out in front as they wrap up the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-6 run. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder. Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. Utah found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. The second quarter was full of highlights for them, and as their play improved, so did their lead. They'll be carrying an 11-point edge into the second half. And Shaq, what did you think about what we saw from Utah?
Well, they've been playing with some toughness, and it's led to a nice lead for them, not just on the scoreboard, but in the rebounding numbers. And now they need to stay mean, Ernie. You cannot lose that edge in the second half.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Rockets?
Percentage-wise, they were in the low 30s. That's right, low 30s from beyond the arc. That won't get it done. Every team in the league now relies on some level of consistent production from the three-point line. But if you've dug yourself a hole and you aren't a three-point shooting team, that needs to change.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters. It's been a clinic out there by Derek Favors.
And how disruptive was he in that first half? I mean, creating havoc, causing turnovers, and really energizing his team.
Well, didn't you get the sense, Greg, that this entire team fed off his energy? His remarkable effort on the defensive end really triggered this group.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. And so in the game for the Jazz, the tough defending Favors and Gobert make up the big men. Mitchell is out there with Ricky Rubio, and it's Crowder in at the three. Now here's Favors. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a three-point play chance.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
For Utah, they have shot less than 50% at the free throw line today, hitting just 3 of 7.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
Here is Harden, and then jammed down as he goes right over Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, they're having a tough time containing Harden here tonight. No surprise there.
And the replay presented, of course, by Under Armour. Unleash chaos. Great stuff and some great basketball going on. Now, here's Rubio. Feeds to Crowder. Favors sets the pick for Crowder. Over Ariza. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Paul kicks to Harden. And it's Harden slamming it down.
And I just love how aggressive Harden is inside. When he's deep like that, he is ready to finish with authority.
Now, here's Rubio. He's got 8. They set the pick. Mitchell passes to Favors. Drops in the layup for 2. Favors got the lead up to 14 now for Utah.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Paul kicks to Harden. Banked in off the glass. Harden's got 19 points.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you think his team would have the lead.
Favors with a screen on Paul. Lobs it up for Favors. Right wing. Mitchell kicks to Rubio. Pass to Favors. Here's Mitchell. It's rebounded by Houston. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. And it's Ariza in the corner. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Jazz leading by 12. And the Jazz have been one of the more old-school franchises. Pounded inside, grind out victories. They're still a tough defensive team, but Doris, Coach Quinn Snyder is receptive to a wide-open style of play.
Right. Quinn wants them to play with pace, look for easy opportunities. He also likes power forwards who can stretch the floor. He understands that's the way the league is going, and he's on board with it.
The Rockets have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
First one falls for him. A different look for Utah. Joe Ingles comes in for Jay Crowder, and Alec Burks subbed in for Mitchell. And so he makes both from the line. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Here's the dish to Ingles. Here's Rubio. Not going to go that time. Some solid D from Paul. Rockets trail by 10. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits. Paul's got 8 points.
Boy, excellent start to this second half. They've missed just once in 5 attempts.
Ingles with the screen for Rubio. Gobert the screen. Here's Favors. The Rockets pull it in. Anderson's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Ball's knocked loose. Capella kicks to Harden. Back to Capella. It's Ariza on the wing. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists tonight.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
You know, they found a way to compose themselves on both ends of the floor, and that's what's really powered this run.
Favors. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Leaves the dishes to Anderson. And the wide open shot from Paul. And another 3 for Houston.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Utah leading. Ingles with the screen for Rubio. Gobert with the screen on Anderson. Gobert the screen. Favors with the ball. And guarded by Capella. Gobert can't hit.
Affecting the shot in a big way there. Excellent defense.
Well, you talk about getting into the space of the shooter. This is how you defend the paint.
Ariza with another miss. Utah shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. And then Favors with the dunk.
At 6'10", Derek Favors will always be a threat. To jam it home exposes the defense there.
There's a good screen. It's Harden with the drive. Came hard off that pick and finished strong.
I mean, he's just been brilliant today, guys, and it was the same exact story last time out.
Utah shooting just 33% in the second half so far. They need to look at more high-quality shots. The pass to Gobert. Favors against Capella. And again, Derek Favors. Favors got 11 here in this quarter alone.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Harden outside. Anderson the screen. Takes a 3. Ariza with another miss.
Well, this is a tough night so far. They'd be smart to rely more on a couple of their other options.
Rubio outside. He kicks to Favors. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots over Capella, and Capella sends it back. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. Houston with a big group substitution here. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And Bahamute comes in for Anderson. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Trevor Ariza. And it's Gordon in for James Harden. The Jazz also changing it up. Udo's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Jerebko comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Exum in for Ricky Rubio. Now here's Gordon. He's provided them with some scoring punch and is averaging 13 points a game. Nene, the pass to Paul. Shot clock at 5. Here's Gordon, and a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. And it's Utah's ball. They've led by as many as 14 points. They'll be off to Oklahoma City for a meeting with the Thunder after this one. And that concludes this long 6-game road trip. Here's Burks. And no good that time. And Houston the other way now. For the tie, kicks it out to Paul. For the lead, a three-pointer is right on target. Paul's got the lead up to 1 now for the Rockets.
And Paul has a beautiful stroke from deep. A gifted shooter who drains perimeter shots with consistency.
They set the pick. Burks kicks to Udo. That one, no good. Gordon with the defensive effort. Houston's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. They're 6 of 15. Jazz shooting under 40% all in all for the game.
Well, P.J. Tucker, the classic combo forward, right? He played power forward at Texas, but at 6'6", he had to add the perimeter game to be successful in the NBA.
Now, here's Ingles. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Out of hand on it.
Twice on the pipes. Nene sends it back.
And a chance now to review the shot chart for the Rockets.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Houston's gone 3 of 5 with the long ball since entering the second half. And Tucker Doris has played most of his NBA career at small forward, but he is strong.
Yeah, and I think the value is he can guard 4 positions, Kev. No problem sliding back to the power forward, especially in today's game. A lot of skilled 4s in the league, so he can guard all of those guys.
And so here is Houston. And Bahamute dishes to Paul. And the rejection by Udo. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. You'd better keep your hands up if you've been playing with these guys over the past month, because if you're open, they'll find you. Number 1, Chris Paul.
Really been in sync with his teammates over that period. I mean, his passing has been phenomenal.
Now, here's Exum, defended by Paul. Jerebko kicks to Exum. Here's Udo, and that comes off the assist by Exum. Udo's got his first 2 points of the night. This game has a lot of character here in the third period. 6 changes of the lead here.
Intensity is the theme for this one.
And Bahamute kicks to Gordon. He had stolen by Ingles. Burks in the corner. Ingles with the screen for Burks. Now here's Exum. Defense is right there. Misses the 3.
I'll tell you, he's had a tough night. And if you're going to shake out of a slump, he's not going to do it with those kinds of shots.
Ingles passes to Udo, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a 3-point play.
I'll tell you, Kev, they wouldn't object if all their looks were that close.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
And the Rockets making a change here. Johnson's checked in. Utah also making some changes. Crowder comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Mitchell in for Alec Burks.
One shot, gentlemen.
And so here is Houston. 4-point game. To the left wing. Here's Tucker. And a miss there on the triple. The Jazz shooting 39% from the floor. At their best. Crowder from outside. Mba'amute pulls it in. Mba'amute has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Inside. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Mitchell. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Shoots over Tucker. Mitchell's shot is good. And the Jazz lead by 6.
Crafty move. He recognizes the size disadvantage, and the mid-range is close enough.
I'll tell you, that's really clever because it's not easy to get that mid-range off over a guy who's got a size advantage. He made it look easy.
There are 2 things, guys, as you know, that age gracefully in the NBA, and that's size and shooting. No coincidence that Joe Johnson remains a very effective player, even as he enters his mid-30s.
That's good from Johnson. And in his 16th NBA season, Joe Johnson, Doris, experiencing life as a reserve for the first time.
And what a luxury, bringing a player of his caliber off the bench. This guy's so well-rounded. We know he's a great shooter, but he's willing to defend, to rebound, and he can make quality passes. So much to like about this guy's game.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Well, we know Joe Johnson is a multi-time all-star, and though his role has changed, he's still got that gorgeous jumper, Kev.
Here's Mitchell. He averages more than 12 points a game. That's some dependable production. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
You know, that's why we say move without the basketball. You'll be rewarded.
Now, here's Nene. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Shots good from Mba'amute.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent.
Udo with the ball, guarded by Nene. Crowder with it. He's got 15. 6 to shoot. Yarebko can't get it to go. 1:04 left in the third quarter. Johnson dishes to Gordon. Crowder with the steal. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson. Jazz leading by 3. Mitchell kicks to Udo. Now here's Exum. Defended by Gordon. Six on the shot clock. Here's Mitchell.
Boy, what a tough night. Imagine what their lead would be if he were having a better night from the field.
Gordon kicks to Johnson. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the third. He dishes it to Nene. Over Udo. The shot by Nene. No good.
Well, the defense harassing him every step of the way makes that a really tough look.
.12 seconds left in the third quarter. And stolen by Gordon.
How about the reaction time on that pass? Quick. And what good work there to get in the way of it.
And we'll be back with you shortly. A chance now to hear Coach Quinn Snyder talking to his team moments ago in the huddle.
Everybody keep shooting the ball. All right? Jump jumpers will go, right? They come in flurries. You miss a couple, you make a couple, all of a sudden, bam, bam.
Wanting to keep it fast and loose, Quinn Snyder asking his guys to stay aggressive on offense.
And you have to take the shots that the system is designed to create. If you don't, everybody gets bogged down, and that creates much bigger problems.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Gordon is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Mbamute. Then there's Nene. And it's Johnson in at small forward. That's the 5 for Houston right now. Udo kicks to Mitchell. Dishes it to Crowder. Just 5 to shoot. Tries again. Udo gets the bucket. Udo's got the fourth quarter going with the first basket of the period here for the Jazz. Now here's Johnson. He feeds it to Gordon. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Udo picks one up. The first free throw is good.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Houston making some changes. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Nene. Anderson comes in for Mbamute. And it's Harden in for P.J. Tucker. Utah also making some changes. Gobert, he's checked in for Udo. Favors comes in for Urebko. And Ricky Rubio subbed in for Exum. And both free throws good for Gordon. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Here's Mitchell, guarded by Harden. Gordon against Rubio. Gobert the screen. Crowder from outside. Crowder with another miss.
Well, he'd like to have that one back. You almost never get that wide open a look.
Harden no good. Jazz leading by 3. Rubio outside. Over to the wing. Here's Favors. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Boy, they leave an area of the floor totally unprotected, and he lets it go to waste.
And that one is good.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Now, here's Rubio. Kicks to Favors. Three-pointer, Crowder. Crowder with another miss.
He had a make from downtown in the first half, but no threes since then.
Harden to pass to Gordon. Back to Harden. Outside Gordon. To take the lead. Good D by Rubio. Utah has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Stolen by Anderson. Now Gordon. Pass to Anderson. Back to Gordon. Here's Harden on the wing. And the jam by Harden. It's been a tight one so far. Very close game.
And matchups, it's really what it's all about, and these two teams are really equal.
Jazz have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. They set the pick. And Rubio kicks to Favors. Shoots over Capella. The kick out to Crowder. And he's good on the 3-ball. And the Jazz lead by 2.
We know this. Jay Crowder is an effective shooter. Someone who can shoot the 3 well. You've got to get into his space.
Johnson dishes to Gordon. From the arc. Gordon with another miss.
And a really smart defender there. He just reads the play, wastes no time trying to blow it up.
Almost almost like he was anticipating the play call, right? You love the hustle. Lined it up and knocked it down. His second triple tonight.
Utah has gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Rubio, the pass to Favors. Gobert with a screen on Capella. Favors can't get it to go. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Harden kicks to Gordon. Favors against Anderson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Gordon dishes to Capella. Battles through traffic and lays it in. And now it's a 3-point Houston lead.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Passes to Gobert. Here's Favors. And Capella sends it back. Harden has a wide open look. And Houston again with the bucket.
We saw stellar defense in that first half. It hasn't been close here in the second.
Favors with a screen on Gordon. And Rubio kicks to Favors. And they get it. Almost, but it rolls out.
Cannot believe he missed that. I'm sure he can't either.
Agree. Gordon, the pass to Johnson. Anderson right side. And stolen by Favors. Rubio with it. And it's Gordon picking him up. They get it back. Favors. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
Two shots.
First free throw is good. Houston making some changes. Trevor Ariza's checked in for Johnson. And Chris Paul's subbed in for Gordon. And Utah also making a switch. Joe Ingles, who's checked in for Jay Crowder. He hits one and misses one, each at the line.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Harden outside. Anderson with the screen for Harden. Left side Anderson. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got 5 assists tonight.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Now, here's Ingles. Rubio outside. Back to Favors. Lock at 6. And plenty of contact on the shot. So, 2 free throws coming up. And Houston gets called for the foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And that one misses.
And he looks totally out of sorts here at the stripe. Those defenders aren't afraid at all to body him up and force him to earn his points at the line.
He hits the second from the line. And it's Houston's ball. They're on a 15-5 run here. Ariza kicks to Paul. Back to Ariza. Count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
And right now, they have all the momentum. I mean, just look at the score.
No, there's no doubt. You can see it. The lead continues to grow. They're not slowing down. I love the pressure they're applying.
Now, here's Rubio. Favors with a screen on Paul. Rubio with it. He's picked up by Ariza. He tries for three. No good that time. And Houston the other way. They'll face the Lakers after this one. That'll be at home. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Well, Ryan Anderson, a terrific deep threat in stretch 4.
And I remember last season when he told reporters that a heckler yelled out at him, "Hey, Ryan, you look like a math teacher." And you know, we've heard a lot of these off-the-wall heckles before. But the irony is it's oftentimes the strange ones that tend to stick with you more. And that's an example of it right there.
The first free throw is good.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
And he makes both free throws.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
Here's Mitchell. And there's the feed to Favors. Mr. Gobert. From 13. And he overshot that one, missing.
It's really a tale of two quarters. Shot it so well in the last, but this one can't get anything to fall.
Feeds it to Anderson. There's the dish to Harden. Back to Anderson. And he can extend the lead to double digits.
Well, he hasn't been a big contributor tonight for sure, but it hasn't prevented them from being in a position to grab the win.
Rockets on offense. They're on a 19-7 run. Screen by Capella. And there's the pass to Harden. There's the triple. And the three ball is good. Harden's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for Houston.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Utah calls timeout. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
Well, he has got to be the only thing they're discussing in this huddle because the approach they've used on him has been a disaster. Changes need to be made. I don't know if it's a double team, switching matchups, but something's got to be done.
Doris, we've seen a number of aging players really change their bodies through better nutrition and improved fitness conditioning. Do you think we'll see more guys even extending it further, playing into their 40s in the NBA?
Well, how great would it be to see LeBron James play into his 40s? You look at a guy in the NFL, a much more physically demanding game in terms just of the hitting that's done in the game. Tom Brady approaching his 40th year, incredible. And LeBron James would be the player I'd point to. There's a guy 6'8", 200 and whatever he is, probably 65 pounds, who every single day puts time into the process of keeping his body healthy. It's great. His greatness has been sustained, but he pays a price to get there, Kevin.
And Doris, you can change your body and you can change your game too as you grow old.
That's a great point. Think about how much of a low post scorer Kobe Bryant became later on in his career because the elevation, his ability to elevate, so different.
Great example. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Quinn Snyder said to his team. He got on him. He said he's got to see more intensity. He said we've put ourselves in this hole and we've got to work our way out of it. Show me you've got what it takes, guys.
Not going to go that time.
Yeah, you love the solid screen, but what you hate is just the inability to finish.
You know, that's okay, I think. Even though they miss, they still have to be happy with the shot selection.
And so it's Houston with it after the basket by Utah. Screen by Capella. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Paul. Harden's got the lead up to 10 now for the Rockets. Utah has gone into a funk from downtown in the fourth. Only one of their 5 3-pointers has found the bottom of the bucket. Favors can't get it to go.
No question he's having a bad quarter, so somebody else needs to take charge of the scoring if they're going to cut into this deficit.
Second chance shot, and Paul gets it to go in. Paul's got 10 points in just the second half. Jazz trail by 12. There's the pick. Mitchell dishes to Ingles. Gobert with a screen on Harden. Here's Favors. The rebound by Harden. Harden's got 4 rebounds in this game. Paul with the ball. Gordon now.
Oh, wow. It's crazy.
It's a beautiful jam.
Oh, he is a highlight reel unto himself, guys.
That could be a contender for the dunk of the year, I think. And Utah making a change here. Crowder's checked in. That's good from Capella. Jazz trail by 15. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here.
Man, you love the effort. Just getting the hand in there and knocking it out.
You love that they're making their presence felt on the defensive end. You can't afford to be careless with this team.
Gobert. No good. They had a chance to end the run there.
You know, I think the idea is right. Set a screen and try to shield the defender off him, but the pick isn't nearly strong enough.
Screen by Capella. Paul with the 3. A rebound by the Jazz. Favors got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And Rubio kicks to Crowder. Favors passes to Crowder. He dishes it to Mitchell. He tries for 3. Rebounded by Capella. Houston leading by 15.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Houston.
Free throws were a big factor in this one.
You know, it's always great to get a lot of shots at the line, but the key, they were able to convert tonight. You start making free throws, and it can get you the win.
And in terms of the season record, this is going to be their 18th win overall.
And once they polish off this win, they'll be one more victory away from sweeping the season series.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for James Harden.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first one falls. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But, Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can develop your game. One, it teaches you how to pass and cut, right? You cannot be effective in a 3-on-3 game unless you understand how to screen for somebody, how to set yourself up to come off of a screen. The shorter dynamic of the 3-on-3 in a half-court environment is one of the best ways to learn how to play the game of basketball.
I love that analysis. That's terrific.
Icing on the cake right there, fellas, for what has been just a phenomenal performance.
Boy, it really has. They can cruise to the finish line from here.
Jazz trail by 15. Rubio outside. Here's Favors, and that's good off the glass that time. Favors has got 30.
Well, we know this. Derek Favors is an accomplished post player. He's got soft touch and will attack the defense.
Paul dishes to Harden. Capella kicks to Harden. Connects from 3-point range. Harden's got 38 points.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
Here's Mitchell. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And here is Paul. Screened by Capella. Paul kicks to Capella. Just 5 on the clock. And Harden with the stuff.
And giving the fans what they came to see, a spirited performance.
Yeah, it really was. They wanted this home win badly, and they went out and took it.
So we see Houston taking the W here. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Chris, big win tonight. What do you think was the biggest factor?
I mean, I don't know. You know, it was just our defense. You know, obviously our offense fed off of it. Guys made open shots, but I think we really locked down defensively, and that's what we're trying to make sure is that we're a defensive team every night.
Well, you were a defensive team tonight, Chris. Thanks for your time. Kevin?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.